Thank you for joining me today. My name is Annette Manius with EQ Navigator. I wanted to give you a little bit of context about me. I am a lifelong Louisville, Kentucky resident. I owned a software business for 31 years. And as you can imagine, through those years, technology changed so much. And what an exciting time for a business like mine. We helped other businesses in their software with their accounting, inventory, and that type of thing. So if you think about QuickBooks, we were the next step. From QuickBooks, we took people from QuickBooks to from Peachtree, Sage 50 into the products that we had, and we helped those people to learn the software and then support them later. Customer service has always been a huge piece of that for me. Years ago, probably 15 years ago, maybe even longer, I determined that I needed to hire people that would fit into my culture that I had created for my business. So a culture fit is almost as important as a skills fit, and especially in a small company. So I looked for different ways that I could do that, and there's different assessments, and I found the emotional intelligence assessment. And I thought, aha, that is perfect. So we started using that in the hiring process and also for people that had already worked at the business, and also used it for the leaders as well. So I'll fast forward you a little bit. As I got into about my 25th year in business, I thought, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to exit out of this business? I have no children. I have no family that wants to take over the business. So there were two people that I hired for different roles. One was a salesperson, one was a project manager for software, and they were high in emotional intelligence. Then we had a third person that had been with me for a while, and he was relatively high in emotional intelligence. And I'll tell you, we had a fourth. And he was low in emotional intelligence. He was great with customers, was not going to be good on a leadership team. So, unfortunately, we had to exit him out of that position and out of the company. But then it became the three guys that bought the company and myself. We all have higher emotional intelligence. But what I wanted to tell you about that is put yourself in my position for a minute. That was my baby for a lot of years. And I was going to let that go to who? I wanted to make sure that the people that bought my business would be able to continue the business grow. I can look back on that legacy and that my relationship with them and the company would remain intact. I believe that high emotional intelligence on that succession team with the four of us is what made it easier for us to navigate the emotions that I had and the emotions that they had about it. And we all came out as a wonderful succession. So, what I decided to do after I sold the business, because I'm so passionate about emotional intelligence and how it affects leaders, I decided to become certified on emotional intelligence. So, I am currently an emotional intelligence coach. That takes many different forms for me. Sometimes I just educate. Sometimes I give the assessment to people and then coach them a little bit. And then they may have someone they're already working on, maybe with maybe a Vistage coach or someone else. Sometimes I coach them and in how important emotional intelligence is to themselves and to their team. So I hope this has helped you to understand a little bit about me and why you should engage with me in your journey and your team's journey for emotional intelligence. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.